So the next portion of this presentation is just going to go over an overview of standard-based grading. So first off, what I want to make sure is that this is not something we just came up with in our minds or in a garage or anything like that. This is standard-based grading is something that is research-based, and it's taking the focus onto learning rather than the amount of work that's being done. Standard-based grading produces accurate results as far as what the grade represents in the student's level of knowledge. The grading practice itself embraces mistakes. And with embracing mistakes goes along with the ability to build confidence, to know that you can overcome the mistakes that were made previously. So this grading scale is based off of 4 points. 4 being advanced, 3 being proficient, 2 being developing, which would be a C, and 1 would be a D, and 0 would be an F. Now CMI will still hold its no D policy, so anything that's put in as a 1 will still count as an F as well. So essentially what you're looking at is a 4 would be the equivalent to an A, a 3 would be the equivalent to a B, a 2 would be equivalent to a C, and a 1 and a 0 would be equivalent to an F. Now, in this grading practice, the grade is not affected by the following. It's not affected by participation. In the past, you may have seen the category for a student's grade being as a category being called participation. That will not happen in this grading practice. Punctuality is not going to also be a factor. This includes if something is turned in late. And the number of attempts. There are some practices where if you take the test a second time, the highest you can get is maybe a 70%. Well, that's not going to be the case in this grading practice. It doesn't matter how many times it takes you. If you demonstrate mastery at the end, you've demonstrated mastery. The grade is also not going to be affected by behavior. And then lastly, the grade is not going to be affected by homework. Continuing on with an overview. When we talk about learning from mistakes, how we set that up is the students have the ability to reassess as many times as necessary to master the standard. Now, with that in mind, intervention will be required in order to prevent the same results from happening. Because things like participation and homework will not be going in a gradebook, you're going to see less gradebook entries. And in most cases, you'll see essential standards only or the essential units. Now, in currently using Infinite Campus, you will still see percents, but they will not be relevant. Less entries basically means more focus on student support and giving students feedback on how they did on formative assessments, regular assignments, homework, things like that. So currently at CMI, we have 15 teachers using standard-based grading, 7 from middle school, 8 from high school. And with some of those middle school teachers are doing, if they teach multiple subjects, they might be trying it in only one of them, or as they get used to the transition.